Hello, welcome to Dr. Mo's Super Prediction in real time. In the next few minutes, I will do the super prediction using Dr. Mo, automatic super prediction software in real time. Let me start with the prediction task we have, super predicting loan default delinquents within 2 years. As any prediction process, we need two files, training and prediction file. Let me show you the training file. You can see on the screen the training file. It's simply an Excel spreadsheet in a CSV format. The first column is ID, and the second column is the target variable, or the dependent variable, how we call it. Delinquency, let me just enlarge, within 2 years. Default on loan. The rest of the columns are so-called independent variables, the variables which we will use to explain or to predict whether somebody would be delinquent or not. Here you have numerical variables, categorical variables, percentages, you have even date variables. Basically, whatever company could provide, city, we put into the table. So based on this, we need to predict the loan delinquency. Let me show you the prediction table. So in prediction table, you see column B, we need to put the probabilities for each of the ID person, whether the person will be delinquent or not. Let me tell you that it can be used any value of the variables, yes, no, 0, 1, word, even sentences. So Dr. Mo can use any type of variables to do super prediction. Now we call Dr. Mo. Let's start predicting with Dr. Mo. The steps what I'm going to do right now, that's all you need. You don't need more, you don't need less. Just exact the steps I'm going to do. So first, Dr. Mo requires the training file. The training file will be the file I have shown you. The file is here. Training. We need to give target variable. This is the variable we predict. Delinquency. Accept. Then we need to give the prediction file. Prediction is here. ID variable is in this case ID. Accept. And we just now gave everything Dr. Mo needs. So we go next. In the next window would be all kinds of messages, if there are any, about problems with the files. The next is running. So Dr. Mo is now starting to run the prediction. It's a pretty sizable task. You've seen a lot of different kinds of variables. So Dr. Mo will now start creating models and then use the models and score the prediction file. Just to remind you, the number of variables is 60, which is pretty big number. And now the models will be started. So Dr. Mo is using so-called multimodal technology. That means it doesn't use only one model to score the file, but many. That brings the accuracy. By default, multimodal technology is more accurate than best one model technology. So we are now at 2 models. The number of models Dr. Mo will create purely depends on Dr. Mo quote-unquote brain. That means Dr. Mo checks all the complex relationship between the variables and decides the number of models and also the type of the models that it will use. As you can see, now it's at 8 models, and it will now start speeding up. Dr. Mo finished process of creating models. Now it's scoring the file. So pretty soon we will see the output. We will see the finishing of the process. So the prediction, super prediction is finished. So let me show you the output files. This is a general file which gives you basic information about the process. Process started in 1543 minutes and 52 seconds and finished in 1547 minutes and 54 seconds. So it took about 6 minutes. The system created, or Dr. Mo rather, created 40 models. And of 40 models, 33 models satisfy certain statistical criteria to be used for prediction. The reason there is always less or the most equal number of models which satisfy the criteria is due to the type of the software we are using. Dr. Mo is automatic software, and that makes it totally different from other software on the market because it doesn't use statistician or humans to do the modeling. So basically that means that SoftInc company which produced this software has liability toward the prediction value, the prediction quality. To guarantee that quality, those models which are used by Dr. Mo are highly checked for their statistical validity. There are 1,940 scenarios, so there is a huge number of predictive scenarios. The next file I'm going to show you is the main file. These files you will be using for your action. Let's see how simple the file it is. So the file reads, let me just make it a bit more friendly. The file reads like this: ID 1041092 will be delinquent with 25% probability because the FICO range is at 680 and DTI is 0. So this is model number 2. So model number 2 is the best model, and the scenario, well, scenario is defined by the variables values. There are two variables. First one is FICO range is 680, and second one is DTI is equal 0. That's a predictive scenario. That means that for this ID, the probability of default is 25%. So please pay attention that we here define the model. Model is defined by the number of variables, the type of variables, and predictive scenario is defined by the combination of the values of these selected variables. So this model number 2 was good for these records, or rather IDs, and because it's a multi-model technology, the next group of records use different model. Model number 15, that model is the best, gave best prediction for the next group of records. So the same reading, ID 1003915 will be delinquent with 45% probability within 2 years because the revolving utility is equal 0, grade is equal E, and funded amount is equal 5,000. Let me just emphasize here that all these predictive scenarios, you can check very easy, verify their existence in the training file by simply creating a query, which will be in this case having the 3 rules, and you would confirm that it is 45% probability. So the system does not ever produce, or rather Dr. Mo doesn't ever produce any prediction which cannot be found in the training file. Below are other models, and there are 33 of them used for prediction. Now let me show you the next important file, and that file shows how successful Dr. Mo was with these predictions. So this is a decile file, and basically that file shows you how much more will be successful in targeting those delinquency loans. So if you go random and you select 4,188 people, the probability, random probability, is 11.25%, or 471 of them would be delinquent within 2 years. Now, if you tell Dr. Mo, you tell me who we should select IDs, and if you can point us to the higher probability of delinquency, so we find more delinquency than random, that means Dr. Mo is more successful. So if Dr. Mo selects 4,188 people, you would find that 32.06% of them will be delinquent within 2 years, or 1,250. So you can see clearly a lift. If you go random, you would find only 471. That's how far you could get with the random targeting. With Dr. Mo targeting, you would find 1,250. This is for the first decile. Then, if it's the next group of people, 4,181 decile 2, random would be again 471. Dr. Mo would find double the number, or almost double the number. So Dr. Mo is capable in the first 1, 2, or 3 decile, even third decile, will find more delinquent loans than random. So this is the lift. In other ways, that's called lift, that Dr. Mo produce in precisely targeting delinquency loans. The same table you can see in interpretation like a diagram. So here it is. The red rectangular describes Dr. Mo targeting ability, and the green is the random. All greens are, as you can see, equal, 471 per decile. But Dr. Mo, for the first decile, is capable to predict more than almost 3 times the random. So this is what Dr. Mo brings, this ability to precisely targeting, or more precise targeting than random. That in that way, that would save a lot of money to the companies making loans. So let me recapitulate my session with next slide. So what is Dr. Mo competitive advantage? Dr. Mo super prediction software has unlimited capacity because Dr. Mo is automatic. So basically hardware is only the limit. Dr. Mo lift, more preciseness, comes very natural from big data, from ability to absorb big data, and there is a rule of thumb, like more data you have, the more data you do for modeling, the more accurate you would be. Dr. Mo, because it doesn't use humans, for modeling, scalability is infinite. Investment is zero. As a matter of fact, you can start Dr. Mo immediately through online workshop within 60 minutes on your own data. Cost is variable because you pay per usage. Competition. It's a limited capacity because it requires expert to do the modeling. Limited lift because it's not able to use all big data. You know, to use all the variables or the data available in the company. Scaling not available again because of the human factor. Investment can be in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Start would be months of preparation before you can use it. Cost is fixed. So let me say that thank you very much for coming in this session. And I hope you're convinced of the Dr. Von substantial difference to the competition. And I hope to see you soon in our online workshop where you can do your super prediction on your own data within 60 minutes. And you can use the predictions immediately. Thank you very much and hope to see you on online workshop. Bye bye.